Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast. You are live now on the Toffee Bluecast. This will pop up on X. You do have the link there, the option to come over on YouTube. We have loads of people in the YouTube comments, Everton fans, that you can interact with. If you just want to participate and put comments from X, you are able to do that, and we get your comments from X. They still come over to YouTube, so we can interact with you throughout the show. This is a big one. It really is a big one. Paul, how are we doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, quite upbeat. Couple of good results, couple of wins, little bits of bad news. Obviously, the injuries and things, as you'll see at the bottom there. So it looks like we've lost a couple of players for a little while, at least, unfortunately. But apart from that, I think we're a lot more positive than we were 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, correct. I mean, let's start with that, and people in the comments get involved, flood in what you're thinking. But of a game that was so good, so much good out of that game, we beat Brighton, a really good team, by the way. We beat them. To get Mangala injured, we knew it was bad straight away, didn't we? And then to get Calvert-Lewin injured, we knew it was bad straight away because we got told straight after the game. We didn't know the severity, but they did say it's going to be bad. And it was as bad as they said. Mangala, he's finished this season. And Calvert-Lewin finished this season as well. What did you think when you heard that, Paul? Give me your response. And in the comments, what did you think when you found these?
Well, I was obviously, and think a lot of people are gutted about Mangala mostly, if anything. Um, I think he was just sort of coming to his own a bit. He was having a good few weeks with Garner Gay. There was a toss up really between him and Garner Gay to be taken over by James Garner coming in, but we had options, and it started looking as though we were getting a little bit stronger in that middle. We had a couple of creative players as well as some workhorses who put tackles in and things. But unfortunately, that's not the case. He's done his cruciate ligament and he's out for the season. So chances are that he's going to go back, and that's his loan finished. There'd probably be a few people give a shout to, getting him on a permanent, but now I think that's probably highly unlikely. DCL, I mean, I just made, that face. I was just that emoji for the rest of the game as soon as he went off after 13 minutes. Innocuous. No, it wasn't a challenge on him. It was just him landing and the hamstring going. He's made a glass. I feel bad for him. I really do, but it does put us in rather a tricky predicament up front. Maybe it's the thing that we needed just to say yes, we definitely do need a striker. Whether we'll get one or not is another issue.
Come at me. I'm game if you disagree with me. We all think different things, and come at me if you disagree. But Everton put a big price tag on Calvert-Lewin, so whenever we got told a price tag that they wanted to get him gone for before his contract's up at the end of this season, we got told Everton won't let him go for no less than 20. I can't remember what the price tag was, but it was high, basically. Everton valued him really high, and we got him back fit. Was it a good time to have probably got 10 million for him? And I know 10 million doesn't sound a lot, even 5 million, because it's pure profit on the books, pure profit. And you can get a good player for 15 million. So it would have been 10 million towards that. So it took us so long to get him fit. Whilst he was fit, I feel we missed a trick for not moving. And this is no disrespect to Calvert-Lewin. I wish him all the best, but you've got to think of Everton and our financial situation. And I feel that Everton was putting a big price tag on him, and we probably should have lowered the price and just took the because I knew he would get injured. I did. Sometimes you watch Calvert-Lewin and he pulls his shorts up and he gets his leg muscles out and stuff like that, and he holds the back. And he's a very muscly. He's in good shape, but you just can tell those muscles are going to go at some point. I look at him and I think, bloody hell, I hope you don't get injured a lot.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think we should have we've missed a trick because now basically Calvert-Lewin he'll leave, I believe, on a free contract. Do you let us know in the comments? Do you think Calvert-Lewin will sign a contract with us now? Do you, Paul?
I think it's all about the injury and whether anyone would come in for him now. They're not going to because he's injured. So then he's going to be out of contract by the time the season finishes. I think the ball's much more in our court now. You know, in the summer, we were kind of a bit. I think we were kind of a little bit mixed. There were some people who saying we should maybe give him another contract because it's always that one game where he tends to do well, and then it gets some people back on board again. I'm not saying everyone, but it gets some people back on board again, and then he gets injured again, and he comes back again and doesn't score for age. Oh, hang on, he's just scored again. Now we got a new manager. Oh, he's playing well again. He scored again. No, injured again. So I think the ball is much more in our court, and if we were to give him a new deal, then it would be on far less than he was perhaps asking for.
See, Emma in the comments said, I was just going to chuck that on, she said he would have gone if it wasn't for Minter. It wasn't because of Minter. It was because, from what we heard, it was because Calvert-Lewin didn't want to go to Newcastle. It was Calvert-Lewin that stopped that deal. So it wasn't Minter that stopped the deal. Calvert-Lewin didn't want to go to Newcastle at that moment in time. It wasn't the club that he wanted to go to. And Emma also said price tag and stuff like that. I just read a few things from a few in the nose, and they just said Everton won't let him go for a small price tag because they value him really high. Might be a blessing in disguise. Calvert-Lewin didn't sign the contract, and we were probably going to offer him a contract that would have been probably 3-4 years, Paul. 3-4 years on a big wage, probably 140k a week. So 3-4 years, 140k a week, thinking that he's not going to get injured anymore. And then all of a sudden, he's injured again. So it might be a blessing in disguise that he just goes to someone else on a free contract, and we're not left with a player on the bench paying 140k a week. And I know that sounds harsh on Calvert-Lewin. Like I say, it's nothing against him, nothing, because David Moyes does seem to like him. But I'm happy. I'm happy. At the end of the day, if he hasn't signed a contract, he's out till the end of the season now. We haven't signed him. It is what it is. There's loads and loads of transfer talk. I mean, we did like a bit on this. I will put it to you later on in the show. We are going to crack on with the game now. If I can get it up, actually. Just to cover transfers at the start. We know you all love transfers. The West Ham manager, Paul, does not like transfers, apparently.
Does he not?
Mr. Harry Potter, he had a right strop on because someone asked, are we getting any players? He has a proper kick-off, Potter. He would not have suited us, Potter, you know. He gets too maudie and he don't
I don't think he would have either, actually. No. I mean, I wasn't. He wasn't the one I would have picked anyway, to be fair. So I am kind of glad that we missed that boat.
I don't think he would have handled us, if you know where I'm coming from. I think he would have felt too much pressure from the fans. Moyes can handle us. And right, so the surveys that I did, and these are the transfer surveys before we crack on with the game. So I put a striker, which one do you want? We are linked to the young 22-year-old striker for Rangers. I didn't put him in this, and I should have. I regretted not. But the two that I did put in there, and let us know in the comments, the two strikers that I said, which would you prefer, was that Awoniyi from Nottingham Forest and even Ferguson from Brighton. Now, I know Paul says no way he always gets injured. But out of them two, Ferguson got 72% And that a 1 year from Nottingham Forest got 28%, and 374 people voted, Paul. So Ferguson won that battle of which striker do they want. I should have put the Rangers striker in there. And then the next thing that I put in there was midfielder, which one would you have? And it was, bloody what a name, Carney Chuka Wenameka. How you say that, I do not know, Paul. I should have planted that on you. Chuka who? Someone from Chelsea, the centre midfielder. Sean Longstaff. Sean Longstaff and Kieran Dewsbury Hall. I can say that one. So out of those three, which one would you have? 357 people voted, and Dewsbury Hall won with 62%. A lot of people do want Dewsbury Hall. Then it was that Chuckawoo, we're going to call him, from Chelsea as well. 31% wanted him, so it wasn't far away, you know. They didn't do like, I like him as well, by the way, big unit. And then Sean Longstaff got 6%. That would be to replace Mangala, probably, wouldn't it, Paul, if we was to bring a centre midfielder in?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lack of, well, there's a little bit of a lack of transparency about what we can and we can't do, and that's not so much down to us. It's everyone's understanding of the PSR and everything else. So we have these owners who have got some decent pockets, but we don't know what we can do in terms of permanence, and the loan situation's a little bit up in the air as well, because obviously Brozier got injured, out for the season. Can he not out for the season, out for a number of weeks? He's not going to go back by the sounds of it, so that's one loan taken up. So it's a little bit frustrating in that way, because it's not very transparent, not very clear what we can and can't do, which probably is going to make it a little bit more difficult to entice players. But I suppose that's on Thelwall and Moyes now.
No, you are right. That's the thing, because we don't know what the budget is. We're all thinking that we've probably got one loan if we can send Mangala back or Brozier back. So we're thinking we've not got a big pot. So we need to get that loan player gone and bring one in, because we've not got a big pot. But it could turn out like you said, Paul, we don't know it. Well, you haven't said it's going to happen, but you've said we don't know. It could turn out that we've got 20, 30 million to spend. We don't know. They might literally come and say, they might just be holding the cards back and just waiting for the right players. There could be 30 million in the pot. We don't know. Yeah. There could be 40 million. There could be 50 million. They could just surprise us and we get a 50 million striker. I don't think Ferguson would be cheap, by the way. Some don't want him, some want him, but I think he'd be 40 million. Ferguson would.
Yeah.
You don't get players cheap.
I mean, there's an argument as well in the fact that because we've had a few injuries now and it's January, you kind of get the sense that it would be a bit more panicked. You know, are these people that we would go in for if we do? Are they people that we've been looking at for the last 6 months? Or, you know, the last 9 months or whatever? Or is it just, right, we pulled a name out of a hat because we're struggling, you know? Longstaff's name. Yeah, well, exactly.
I need firing just for putting, well, I put him in, right? Do you know what? If we couldn't get no centre midfielder, I would take Longstaff. I would. If we couldn't get none, I'd rather have Longstaff than have none, because we say, Paul just touched on it earlier on, like, we was better with Mangala than what we was with James Garner and Irabunum. Irabunum, he's higher. He's not that good at the defensive stuff. He's a 10 in Decore's position. Irabunum is not a sitting centre midfielder, I don't feel, anyway. Just my opinion. And Decore is good at the high press energy, but you have him in the sitting. He's not a good start the pass moves, is he? So Decore is not that player either. The only player that is James Garner, and he wasn't doing it before he got injured. So I do believe we need another body in that pool that could do what Mangala was very impressive. And like you said, I think James Garner and Irabunum and Decore wouldn't have took Mangala's position. So it is a big loss, a very big loss, Mangala. And I feel he was just growing into an Everton player where we always thinking, you know what? Let's find out if we can actually sign him. Like, let's get him with Leon in a bad money situation. We might have got a good deal on him. So Mangala is a big miss. He is a big miss, and it's interesting. Let's see who we get. So we've had a little bit of transfer talk because we all know that you love the transfer gossip. Of course you do. You slip it in the comments. Oh, I know everything Everton loves it. But now let's get on to the game. If you haven't hit that like and subscribe, please do so. We need likes on the video, otherwise the video doesn't get put around and hit new Everton fans. So hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let's have about, how many likes, Paul? 1 million when we come off?
About that. Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
At least.
At least 1 million people. Don't let us down. We know you can do it. We love you. Right, here we go then. Let's get into the game, people. This is the big stuff, right? And it's a big game. It is a massive game. I have written the form up. I was going to get a Leicester fan on, but he played hard to get and didn't message me back. He messaged me saying he'll get someone to come on maybe, and then played hard to get. So, yeah, it happens. Don't worry, people. Paul. Here we go. Dixie Dean on the left. Alan Ball on the right. What sexy players those two are. Here we go. The form that I'm going to put on first, as we always do, we give you the stats. We get the information for you. That's why we're one of the best shows on the planet. Oh, I like it. It's good.
Well, he's coming back, isn't he?
Techno Paul.
He must have been back since, I would imagine. But I just can't think when it was. But maybe he hasn't.
He was only at us a little bit, and Everton fans were singing on the way back on the coach, Connor Goldie, Saturday night, and we like the way you move, Connor Goldie.
A lot of time for Connor, good lad, really.
Right, let's do this. Right. I ain't got a bad word to say about him. He actually loved us. Here we go. Right.
Wow.
This is Leicester's form, people. And you wouldn't have known this if I didn't write it up. I've done it for you. Don't worry, people. And I've written it up whilst I had a baby in my arms, so it's probably written up wrong, like I get corrected by everyone in the comments after the show. It scares me a little bit. I'm not scared of Leicester, by the way. I do believe. I'm not scared of Leicester, so don't anyone jump on me and say you're scared of Leicester, because I'm not. But it scares me that they've had a win. Of course, there'd be all that red Paul, and just before we play them, they have a win.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's all, isn't it?
Leicester's form, talk to me, because we are going to put their team on the screen after this as well. And before I even put the team on the screen, when I was putting the team up and writing the team up, they ain't as bad as this form looks, Paul. Like, and some people, this is what scares me. Some people are, oh, Leicester crap, they're down, the crap. But when I put the players up, they're not as bad as what they look there. I'm telling you. And you'll probably think the same when we put them up. Talk to me about this form, Paul.
Well, it's a proper red sandwich, isn't it? 2-2. Well, beating West Ham 2-2 against Brighton. Then it goes to crap, and then suddenly they beat Spurs. I mean, Spurs are on a bit of a spiral at the moment. How Ange is still in a job, however much you like the guy, is quite a shock because it's Levy. So you'd imagine that he would be a bit more ruthless, but he's still there, which is good for anyone who's playing Spurs in the next couple of weeks. So they managed to get the win. I mean, if you look at how they're playing under Van Nistelrooy, I would say they're not. The football they're playing isn't really bad, but they're just weak at the back. Generally, they're just culpable for daft mistakes. And I mean, Palace were half decent, but I didn't think Palace were amazing against Leicester, and they still come out with a clean sheet and a 2-0 win. Fulham would probably say the same because Leicester have had chances, they just don't put them away. But they just lead goals at the back, and I think that's where anyone can get them. Even those who aren't really scoring an awful lot of goals, they're there for the taking. And they'd probably say the same thing about us, really, in the fact that we've not got a great record, but they're probably going to be a bit less confident because of our last two results, and there'll be a few people who'll be slightly less confident because of their win against Spurs.
Although we've managed to win 2, which has made me feel like we've had a little pull away from the bottom. We are still around that bottom. And it's made me feel like I'm away from it, but we're not away from it yet, people. Like, this is a big game. No, this is a massive game, and it's a team that is down there in the bottom 3. And if you lose against these, it puts them back around you, and you get back in that situation. We need to beat these and pull up. This is a massive game. Like, I can't tell you enough how big this game is. And if we lose against these, the win against a good team like Brighton is irrelevant. All that was for nothing, because we thought we could beat Leicester, but we probably didn't think we could beat Brighton. So we have to beat both of them now, because we've managed to beat Brighton. You don't lose all that hard work of doing that by then going and losing a game that you thought you could win. So this is massive, isn't it, Paul? It really is. Right, let's move on to Everton's form. People, keep your comments coming in. We want your comments in. We will keep chucking them on the screen. Lulu's in the house. Everton, mention your name and you popped in. Can't beat it. Love to see you in the comments. Right, Paul. We have 2 greens now, mate.
I know. Yeah, on the row, on the bounce, which makes a change. But well, it is, and you know what? It's so us. It is so us. When you look at sort of a run of games that we had October, November, or early then, and you're looking at the games where that run of 8 games you said earlier on in the season, that could define our season. It was shite. It just, we got the win against Palace, we got a draw at home against Newcastle. So there were sparks there, but we never really took it on and did anything, and then we just couldn't score. And suddenly then we'd get 3 draws against 2 of the top 3 sides in the league. But then we lose against Forest and Brentford, who aren't bad at all, by the way. But then we end up beating Brighton and Spurs. It's very Everton. And so with Leicester, you're only an Everton fan if you are cautious about Leicester, because it's the easier one out of the last 2 and this, or the last 3 fixtures. This would be the one that you're most worried about, to be honest, because the other ones we weren't expected to get anything. Away against Brighton, lots of people would have had Brighton on their coupon. Spurs, in usual cases, lots of people wouldn't have had us down for the win anyway. But we get both of those wins, and now it's Leicester, who now we're expected to beat. And it's very Everton. And so that's the only thing that makes me a little bit worried.
I hate these games. I mean, I went on a Premier League show yesterday, all the games, and they asked me a score prediction they asked me who they thought's going to win this game. And I just had to point out it's not an easy game. It's a game I hate. I don't like Everton playing games where we think we should definitely win, because no game is like that. Emma's going to this game as well. She's proper on it, isn't she, Pastor? You know what I mean? She has got the toffee love going on. And she's lucky. I think we won last time she went. Might be wrong. But yeah, get on it, Emma. Really happy about that.
The thing about this, though, is that it's not Leicester that worries me as such. It's us. It's our kind of mental state and approach to games like this. Because Leicester aren't amazing by any means, but in a game that we're expected to win, I think some of the players, they sort of just turn up as though we're going to win automatically, and so their approach is different, and it allows you to win.
I think we're scarred fans. I think we've had these games where against the easier teams where we've gone into it thinking we can beat them, and we've absolutely played shite against a team that we should have had a good chance against. And I think we're scarred. Yeah. And Everton, this new David Moyes Everton, they need to heal those scars a little bit, don't they, Paul? And I think just iron out the scars so it's not there anymore, and then make us forget about it. And this is one of those games. I feel Tottenham was a hard game, which we probably wouldn't have thought we was going to win, even though there was in real poor form. We still got battered by them 4-0 or something like that at the start of the season. So we probably wasn't 100% on that. Brighton, really good team, probably wasn't 100% on that was going to win that. So we've won 2 games against 2 good teams there, even though Spurs ain't in form. This game against Leicester is scary, but we need to just think to ourselves, if we can beat Brighton, if we can beat Tottenham, let's just beat Leicester and go into it with a positive attitude, and that's what we've got to do. We have got the injuries, which is a bit of a downfall, but we can't let that affect us, can we, Paul?
No. And the ones who come in, got James Garner coming back, hopefully hungry after, being out for such a long time. So I hope
I've been starving him.
Hope he's involved. It's not all doom and gloom. You've got Lindstrom now, who's, I think playing rather well and gets us up the pitch a little bit as well. You've got O'Brien, who's in the side at right back. Do you know what I mean? Who was left out constantly by Dyche beforehand. We look a lot stronger, sort of in the air in that respect. We've got three of the tallest lads in the league. So, there are positives there, and I just don't. And I'm sure he will. Moyes won't take any pissing about. If you're not actually on it, then I'm hoping that he'll hook you and get someone on the pitch who's got the right mental state.
Yeah, Moyes ain't no mess about. He's serious. Although he seems pretty calm, and I like the calmness that he's brought because it's relaxed the players and made them believe in themselves. He still has that competitive, don't mess around. Moyes does. Here we go. This is what I was on about, Paul, right? And I'll explain to you. This is Leicester's team. So what we do on the show, if you knew, we put Leicester's team on the screen to make you know what we're coming up against. So this is what they played last game against Spurs. Might play a different team, but it's just what they played. So we've got to go by what they last played, especially when there was probably the happiest they've been in a long time with that team getting a good result. AU scares me. He's got history against us with Crystal Palace. He can be someone you've got to watch. That Fulham player, not even going to say his name, he's good against us.
Yeah.
He's really good against us when he played for Fulham, and he scored goals against us. And I'm surprised I'm surprised we didn't go in for him. I didn't even know that Leicester had signed him, Paul. And when I put this team up and look what team they played against Spurs, I was like, oh my God, I don't like playing against him. So that's a good signing for them, isn't it? Why didn't we get him? So he can play left back, wing, and everything. He would have been a really good signing for Everton. I would have got him personally, versatile player. But I've got scars against him. Paul, you've probably got no fear. And there's a shit bag up top. I'm pretty sure you know who he is. He's a shit ass as well. I can remember when me and Chloe went to Leicester's ground to watch Leicester v Everton, and we took the lead, and we ended up losing 2-1 on Vardy. I think it was 2-1, but I know we lost. We took the lead. Richarlison scored, I think. And then Vardy scored the winner right at the end and taking the rip out of us and stuff like that, shit house as he does. So he's someone you've got to take seriously.
Yeah, I mean, he's a proper wind-up. A proper wind-up. Someone did put in the comments before, hopefully Colleen Rooney's at the game this weekend. I don't know whether he's seen Vardy's misses, to be fair. Hey, I was watching that series on ITVX about all that. Good watch.
I haven't watched it yet, no. I just watched what she said in the jungle, but I did see that her on Gary Neville's show, Colleen, and she did say her son is starting to really want to go to Everton games now, so it would be cracking if her son was there. Get the cameras on them if they are, just to rub it in. Talk to me, Paul. What are you scared of? We ain't got an opposition fan on, but we'll talk about this. What are you scared of? And what do you feel is a weakness?
They have a bit of pace on the break. You know what I mean? So as long as we don't piss about too much in our own half and do a dodgy pass, because we are liable for that kind of thing, then generally we should be okay. I mean, strength-wise, we've got some big lads and good tacklers in the middle. I'd fancy us against the likes of what they've got in the centre. You've just got some of those proper aggro players, though. Ayew as well. Oh God, we've got beef with him. Plenty of beef with him over the past few years. They've got fullbacks that do like to get forward. I really don't fancy their centre backs at all. I think if we have a little bit of nous in that striking position or a little bit of effort, whether that be Beto or whoever, they're liable to balls up. I really do think that. Keeper's done all right this season, but again, liable for mess ups. I just think generally, I feel that we've got stronger players, which we haven't said that very often, but also we're on a little bit of a momentum at the moment as well. So, we've got one or two lads coming back, which is important. And I just think we've maybe got a little bit more drive at the moment, and I think more physicality and aggressiveness. So, yeah, I just the wind up bits. I hope we don't fall for Vardy and Ayu's antics. That's the only thing.
Yeah, because I remember against Crystal Palace, it was AU and one of their strikers that had Tarkowski around the neck, and it was a proper kick-off against Crystal Palace, and it started with AU. So he can be a shit house against our defenders, and Vardy, he can wind them up as well. And obviously it can work the other way around. As Lulu said, we just need to be smart with our shit housery as well, because we can actually wind them up as well and put it in our favour. But be smart, don't fall for the traps. We don't want to be going 10 men. It's a massive game. I do feel it'll be something's going to kick off. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be an aggressive one. I do feel that. And there's going to be a couple of yellow cards and stuff like that. We just don't want to be getting red cards.
Well, it's a big one. Do you know what I mean? It's a big one. There's definitive moments in your season. We're at a point now where if they did beat us, then we're really back in that. We're really back in that mix. You win this, and then you get a larger gap between us and the bottom three, which is at the moment. I know people sort of looking up and everything else, but I always will. I always will keep an eye behind me, and I'm not going to be happy until there's a significant gap between us and the bottom three, and this is where we could be close enough to sort of get that. That's why it's a 6 pointer, really.
Yeah, this for me. Winning the last game, we needed it because we was like on the verge of being in the bottom three. Then we needed to win another game just to give us a chance to get away from the bottom three. And then this one generally does it starts your steps. Then you get on the ladder of becoming a mid-table team. I'm not even joking. If you win this, you look at the points, which I'll show in a minute. Actually, you know what? Before we put the thingy, you look there, look. Yeah. We're 16th and we're on 23 points. And if we didn't win our last game, we'd be on 20 and we'd be still close to dropping into Leicester's zone. That's what I was talking about. We'd still be close around that zone. But we've managed to get ourselves a 6-point gap by winning that last game, which is massive. 3 point, you feel you could be back around there. 6 points is big, but it doesn't mean I know we've got that game to play with, but don't play with it. Do not play with it, Everton. 23 points we're on. That's why I say we're only 1 point off, moving above Tottenham now, and the game in hand as well. And then we can crack on for the West Ham and the Crystal Palace, and then you're mid-table, Paul. So we really are in a good position now to crack on. We can't fall for the trap of not cracking on.
Well, you've got, I think Spurs are away at Brentford, aren't they, this weekend? So they're away on Sunday. So Spurs are away at Brentford. But Leicester will be saying the same thing in terms of theirs. You've got Ipswich at home to Southampton this weekend. I'm not saying, Southampton are suddenly going to think they can get out of it. But if Leicester did win, Wolves have got Villa at home. Leicester will be seeing this as their way to get a bit of a gap between them and the bottom three. So you have got teams looking at each other quite closely. If we do manage to get the win on Saturday, us on 26, Spurs will be on 24 because they don't play till the Sunday. Leicester on 17. Wolves lose, and they'll be on 16.
As well, so
the gap's getting bigger and bigger, and then you sort of say, "Oh, look at us! We're only a point off Palace and West Ham in 13th, 14th." It can, it's a significant game. I think I really do. It's one of those points where we can either crack on or we fall back down to earth where we are, and we go through that whole thing until the end of the season.
And the thing is, it's not. You mentioned it, Paul. If we win this, we're on 26. But we have got the derby that's coming up as well, and if we won that derby as well, that'd be our game in hand. It'd take us above West Ham and Crystal Palace, and Man United are only above that on similar points, and you really are. You've got a chance to crack on. Can't tell you how big it is, and if we manage to beat Leicester, which we've got to get it ticked off, not an easy job. Then we've got the cup, we do that, and then we've got that derby game in hand. And if you put yourself in a good position on 26 points, and you've got that game in hand where you can actually go above West Ham or Crystal Palace, happy days. Happy days. I'm excited looking at that table. It's important that we did put the table on because we normally look at the table thinking, oh my God, stress. But I think we've got to realise how big these games are to actually taking steps forward. We've done two wins now that's put us in a really good position. But now we need to take advantage of being in this position and, like you said, Paul, not just fail and get back in a crap position.
Yeah, so we've also got the better goal difference in that bracket as well. So that's practically another point for us as it goes. So
right. I can't wait for it. I'm ready. I'm ready to get this out of the way. And I'm ready for the derby even more. If we get ourselves let's do it, Everton. Let's David Moyes, new thing. Right, Paul. If you got the Everton lineup, let's do it. Or do you want me to put it
on? If you got it right there, you go for it.
Don't think I have, but I can find it.
All right. Well, no, I've got it. I've got it.
Yeah. He's got it there, didn't he? He's just trying to have me there. Right. People in the comments, please. We have banter on this channel, but please give us your lineups. And I know you can't be asked to write 11 players' names. I know it's hard work. You probably want to break, been to work and thinking you're making me write 11 players up. But we do like to read your lineups. We do. First of all, it lets us know that you're listening and you're participating. And secondly, we like to know what your football info is. Get it on the screen now, your lineup. Paul's is already on it. Get your lineups in and we'll read them out. We don't ignore you. We don't do that. So get what lineup you want on the screen. Me and Paul are going to do ours. So that gives you time with how long me and Paul take to get your lineup in the comments, because me and Paul take about 10 years to do a joint lineup. Right, here we go. Let's do this then. Yeah, come on. This isn't going to be easy, because, and we're going to try and do it because we don't want to be boring. But Calvert-Lewin's out, which doesn't make it that hard. It's weird because I am a bit gutted Calvert-Lewin's out, just the fact that David Moyes thinks that he can get him scoring.
Yeah.
And also, Mangala's out, which adds a little bit of a dilemma.
Yeah. You got some people coming back, so there's a little bit of choice in there. You still got one or two lads on the periphery as well. Armstrong, for example.
Word, periphery.
Thank you very much.
Word of the channel, that one is.
Yeah, I play Wordle quite a lot. It's just...
I like it. Don't know what it means, but I like it. I presume you put it in and it actually is the right word. Periphery. Word of the day. Right.
Right. JP... Peachy, as he's known to Emma.
I hope his little mini-me is at the game again behind him. I told you, didn't I? On the match reaction, I said to you, there's a kid there, and I'm going to find that kid, and I'm going to put the video up, I'm going to put the picture up of the kid behind him, because it was the best thing I'd seen all season. And I found it. I found the video on X. I put it up. Gutted that I couldn't put it on the shorts to let people that don't go on the X on Toffee Bluecast see it, but it was the kid behind Pickford who looks identical to him. And to top it off, Pickford gave him his gloves at the end of the game, and I've never seen such a cute smile in my entire life. It made his day. So Pickford and mini-me behind him, hopefully. Left back.
Well, it's 1 or 2, I suppose. If you have an O'Brien, then it's going to be a case of on the left, Young or Mikalenko. I think Mikalenko. I just can't see that changing. I just can't see it changing. He gets a bit of. He does get a lot of stick. He gets a lot of stick, Miko. And I think just because we've been blessed with decent left backs, sort of in recent-ish years, I think
should have been. Oh, Paulie, he should have been.
but it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. You know, it doesn't have to.
Mikalenko should have been born a dog. He gets a lot of stick.
We're here every week, people.
That was a really good one. I had to put that in. I'm shocked tonight. Yeah, he gets a lot of stick. Mikalenko should have been a dog. He would have loved it. He gets that much stick. Right. Left centre back.
Left centre. Well, it's going to be. You would imagine Branthwaite, wouldn't you? And Tarks.
Sorry, people. Right, let's move on. It put a smile on my face. Anyway, I'm sure it did yours. Yeah. Bad jokes are just good because they're bad. Tarkowski. Tarkowski's been we mentioned it on the after show. He's been a revelation, under David Moyes. I think he's been twice as good. And I listened to him after the game. He was at an Everton event thing, and he sounded really confident. He sounded happy. Cracking partnership. Branthwaite and Tarky are back, baby. Right back, Paul.
O'Brien. Nailed.
I love him. If you didn't say O'Brien,
he's just taking it now.
Yeah, he has.
But he's been given he's been given the opportunity. He's been given the opportunity to do it. He didn't get that on the Dyche, so because he always wanted to play young. Who had got better, but you can't rely. I'm not ageist or anything because I'm an old bugger myself, but you can't rely on a 38-year-old, 39-year-old every week during the whole Premiership season. I think that's what Dyche was always aiming to do, to be honest.
A 38-year-old, sometimes when he's on his day, can match a young lad. He can. And young, a lot of times this season's been fantastic and on his day. But like you've just said, Paul, he has to be at the top of his game. And sometimes O'Brien is just young against young. And what some people excel on, O'Brien can stop them because he excels on them too. He has the speed, he has the power. I put a video of him up, a collage of some of his games since he's played with Moyes, the last 2 games, some clips, some tackles, and people love him. People do love him. And it's gutting that where we was 2-0 up against Bournemouth, where we was 2-0 up against Aston Villa, Dyche didn't use an asset like O'Brien to see those 2-0s out when he's got so much ability to stop players. Dyche, that was one of his downfalls and a big reason why I wanted Dyche gone. He didn't play O'Brien. O'Brien is amazing. He's like Julian Lescott, but on the right-hand side. He can do it all. O'Brien, remember his name. He's amazing.
But he's not playing Premier League ready.
He is now. We gave him 2 games. That's how you get Premier League players ready. Right. That was easy, and we still took a while on that. The defence, we knew it was going to be that, Paul. Right. On to the dilemma.
Well, yeah, this is more because it would have been Garner Gay and Mangala, bless him. But it ain't gonna be. So this is the time for James Garner. Surely.
I don't know.
The Garner boys. Garner. There's got to be a song in there somewhere. Got to be a song in there.
Yeah, I'll try.
Are we? We're presuming that Idris is in.
Well, the option, what you've got to realise, right? And I've been thinking about this because I am Everton obsessed, like you lot in the comments, right? And the option is you put James Garner in. I don't feel Irabunum should start. He's only just come back, and we need to keep our players fit. Don't want to be getting them injured. Maybe come on for a bit. You can move Decore back into that position and then change the players in front. So you can move Decore at the side of Garner, or you can play James Garner. I'm just putting out the options, people. Let us know what you'd do. Paul didn't look happy with that.
Well, no, only because it's Decore. Hey, I mean, I would much rather it be alongside Garner Gay than be an influence in our attacking play. He could break it up, but I mean, he's proper all arms and legs he doesn't know what he's going to do himself. Ideal. You did say it there. Ideally, he won't start. I think there's players who are better on the ball, who can create more. I still think we've got players who are as good as him in a defensive role. He's a big unit. He's a big unit, And that if he didn't have that, I don't think he'd be in half as many games.
Lucy says Duke has forgotten how to pass the ball. He's been in the 10, just say run. And to move him back into the vital position to get us possession. Because we did get a bit of possession with Mangala and Gay. That's what frustrated me with Mangala being out. We did actually, against Brighton, at the start of the game, our two centre midfielders looked like they had movement and nice and get us the ball. So
I tell you,
we can keep
the difference is, I don't think the reason that people liked Mangala, and Gana Gay can do this as well, is that when they win the ball back, they can maneuver the ball. They can maneuver the ball and they can get away from trouble and then lay it off to people or pass it forward if that's available. They do it on purpose. I think the only way that Decore would be able to do that is by sheer deflection and effort. That's the difference for me. And so that's why losing Mangala is really gutting, because I give you an example, like O'Brien playing right back against Brighton. There was one moment where he has the ball right back position. He's got two Brighton players roughly in front of him. He's just won the ball, and what he would have done on the Dykes, he would have absolutely battered it down the line. But he didn't do that. He did one or two little moves and then got into space and then laid it off. It's that kind of mentality that Mangala had, and I think Gana Gay has. Decore is just, if it happens, good, I've still got the ball. I don't think he's got the control or the awareness sometimes. But he's a unit.
Do you know what?
For a tackling.
You make a really good point, and then you obviously give the game situation to make your point, which is a good point, because I've seen what you're talking about. And Jake the Snake, for a big lad, really good with his feet. And in that back position, it wasn't just hoofing. He just looked like he's got some passing ability in that. I didn't think he was that good and calm on the ball, but he really has got that Branthwaite calm essence when he's on the ball. And I've seen what you're saying. And I do think if he passes it to Duke, it's get rid of it quick. Or, yeah, I get where you're coming from. Duke's could be a get rid of it quick. Mangala, he had that. He's got good feet, hasn't he? Decore, we all know he hasn't got good feet, but he's an engine. And this isn't slated Decore, by the way, because I still think we'll need him and we'll need his energy. We haven't got a big squad and he'll be vital, but we're just trying to put out the best team that we can. And we feel in positions that we're talking about now, we need to gain possession. So whoever we put there, those two in front of the defence need to be good with the feet and need to be possession players. And we don't feel Decore is a possession player. So that is the reason we're swaying towards James Garner. And I do feel James Garner has been nowhere near what we want him to be for Everton. But it's time now. If David Moyes is getting us passing the ball, which James Garner, that's his game, hopefully he can come in and be what he was supposed to be and what he probably wants to be, Paul. He could. Yeah. Those O'Brien passes into James Garner's feet. Don't James Garner show your composure, have a little look left, right, keep the ball, knock it to Garner Gay, who Garner Gay looks like he's a revelation now, doesn't he? He's like bloody Iniesta. I mean, so yeah, I'm with you.
That's come up with a better comment or post a comment that's better than that. Duke's is Spaceballs, but Mangala is Star Wars.
Yeah,
summed up perfectly.
Film night in football, that is. So let's put James Garner in there. And I'm not James Garner, by the way. He's got to step up because, as it says in the comments, this is why we need a centre midfielder, because we can't, if James Garner isn't doing it, we need good competition for him. And we don't feel Dukes is even that position anymore. A 10, if we haven't got a 10, that's what we probably would play him. So James Garner, but he needs to step it up. He needs to be better than he's ever been because he's replacing a player, Mangala, who's been fantastic.
And you know what? You know what as well? James Garner gets on that ball in the middle. He can thread a pass. He'll get the ball into NJ a lot better than we've done previously, I think. And
Nathan Myers will be happy. We've gone same as him.
Yeah. David's right as well. James Garner without injuries. Just want him to have a good old run, don't you, really?
Yeah, he's got that bad back is a bit weird. He needs to stop shagging. Right, let's move on. Here we go. Left wing. I'm on it tonight. He's on it. Fresh haircut, fresh brain. Let's do this. Left wing.
I think it's silly, man. I can't see it changing at the moment. I can't see it changing. I mean, a lot of us would like him in 10, but I think until McNeil comes back, that's where he's going to be.
I'm in love, Paul. I'm in love. I can't deny. Oh, number 10, his name is Iliman Ndiaye from Senegal to Bramley Moor. He's fucking brilliant. He's the one that we adore. I love him. He is. He's amazing. Honestly, I really do love him. Like, we are falling in love with Ndiaye more and more every week. We are carrying on with a lineup, but Paul, I was thinking something whilst I was driving my car, yeah?
Yeah.
Who is Everton's mascot? Let us know in the comments. Who is Everton's mascot? Right? Because I'm in my car, right? And I'm thinking to myself, you know what we all think when we're driving alone. And I'm thinking to myself, like, if we get a Leicester fan on, he's the fox, isn't he? The sneaky fox, the Leicester fan. If he come on, the sneaky foxes, the foxes, that's what they are.
Yeah.
And I love the toffee lady, by the way. I think she's fantastic. And I love it. It's our tradition. Cracking. Love it. But if we was to get a mascot Teddy, it was Mr. Testicles. So I think we could be the triple Bs under David Moyes. The triple B.
Go on.
Big Bollocks Blues, you know what I mean? Big Bollocks Blues. Like, So we get. I think Mr. Testicles. We know why we had Mr. Testicles. Check your balls or whatever, right? Everyone should, by the way. Stay safe. But I think we should bring Mr. Testicles back just to say we've got big bollocks. We're the new Everton with big bollocks. We're going to win every game. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, when when my one was younger, we had when I started buying her stuff. She was
Maggie was good.
It was Martinez was manager, so we had a Jag. She had a bear that was called Jags, and it was Chang the elephant as well. I don't know if I would have bought her a teddy that was shaped like a pair of balls. To be fair, so I don't know. I think that's maybe where our marketing is not the best. As a club, our marketing is not the best, but I do think they were right not to make children's teddy bears shaped like bollocks.
You and your sensible brain, mate. I had a big plan in my car. It was amazing. Triple B's, big bollocks blue. Mr. Testicles at every game, and just say our players got big bollocks now. We're on it. But like you say, we've got a lot of kid fans, and I think probably Mr. Testicles, Teddy.
I mean, you know what? That is something. You know how mascots get.
It's probably not going to grow her up into the right direction.
You know how mascots sort of go around the edge of the pitch and they're waving and stuff. Like Chang the elephant. I remember Erin having a picture with Chang the elephant in her very first game, by the way, when it was freezing and chucking it down. And, it was a little high five. I don't know. Did Mr. Testicle go around high-fiving everyone at the side of the pitch? Tell us in the comments.
Let us know. I have actually. Did you have... I've seen Paul say it as well. And we are going to crack on with the lineup, people. But there's no harm in having 10 minutes of fun if it is fun. And this is fun. We're all having a laugh in the comments. And did you have a picture with Changi? Because I had a picture with Changi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's had a picture with Changi. Now, can we just bring Changi back? Like, do you need to be sponsored by Changi to have a picture with Changi? Give him a little
I
tip
don't
of
know.
Mr.
I
Testicles.
don't know. Lulu's on
He
fire.
actually,
Lulu's on
it's
fire
funny
tonight.
because, yeah, he actually had pubes as well, didn't he, Mr. Testicles? Which is, oh,
Serious message, but fantastic. I think
yeah,
he's up there with the boiler that I think West Brom had as a, had as a mascot.
yeah. Mr.
So
Testicles was a
brilliant,
legend.
brilliant.
If we win the FA Cup, I want to see Mr. Testicles and Changi lifting the trophy with us. That'd be the best picture ever. Like all of the players lifting the FA Cup, Coleman lifting the FA Cup, and then in the background, Mr. Testicles and Changi. Right. Right, come on. Let's be serious, right? Let's be serious. Oh, I'm smiling. Mr. Testicles, right. Here we go.
So
Big bollocks blues. You proper put me on a downer there, Paul.
you
You know what I mean?
started
I
that.
really built that.
You started that, by the way.
Oh, I didn't think of
Right.
frigging testicle tennis
Who's
going
playing
out.
in this number 10?
Right, here we
Who's
go.
playing
Number
in
10.
this number 10?
I have seen a few of you thinking, you know what, you're talking about frigging mascots. I want to get this team sorted. And they're saying, right, I want Njai in the 10. So, Paul, we're sticking with Njai in the left, people. We do want Njai in the 10, but we don't feel we've got good enough wingers to do what Njai can do on the wings. So I feel we've been missing out on the wings. So we're agreeing to leave Njai on the left. I do want him in the 10 in the future, by the way, if we can get good enough wingers.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the thing is, we've got him left there. And if it was Dyche, he'd be there. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I did see.
But what we've been saying, what you've been saying over the last
still good.
the
It's still good. Haven't you put a dampener on that? It's still good. Right. So I did see.
And Jai would be playing closer to whoever's up front, not as sort of a central role, but maybe just sort of higher up in that area.
Oh yeah. This is David Moyes. It's surprising because David Moyes, this formation, we play a back three. It's quite rotated.
Yeah, exactly. So say for example, I'm just gonna put Lindstrom on that side a sec, just to sort of
you can move him back,
what I'm talking about there. Yeah.
Get your
So
moving.
Lindstrom, for example, would be a bit more sort of in almost like the 4 that we were talking with, a 2 and a 2, and Njai almost has not a free role, but much more of an attacking ability. I would presume at home against Leicester that would be more of a go than having a flat 5, for example. That's where this 10, I think, has got a lot more opportunity for someone like Armstrong. Personally, I'd love to see him in that role to get a start, but at the moment, who's it going to be? It's going to be him, or it's going to be Decore.
Tiro Irabunum is back. To your answer in the comment, I'm trying to keep all your comments coming up. Big Bollocks Bluecast, pause that comment. Yeah, we are Big Bollocks Bluecast. We'll get a song for it. But like you've just said, I am listening to you and I'm liking what you're coming out with, Paul. Your analysis tonight is spot on. I feel when Mikalenko goes up and Jai turns into a 10. When O'Brien goes up, Lindstrom turns into a 10. And I think that's the way we do it, I honestly feel like that. That's because we've seen O'Brien get forward a lot last time. So O'Brien will bomb it forward and Lindstrom will move into the 10. And I think that happens a lot. Mikalenko will try and bomb it forward and I think it will move into a 10. And I do believe that the back 4 are instructed to say, you are going to be a back 3. When Mikalenko bombs up, O'Brien, Tarkowski and Branthwaite, you're the back 3. When O'Brien bombs up, Mikalenko, Branthwaite and Tarky, you're the back 3. And I just think they rotate it. So when Mikalenko sees O'Brien's up, he knows he's a back 3. When O'Brien sees that Mikalenko's up, he knows that O'Brien, Tarkowski and Branthwaite is a back 3. And it's very versatile. And I like it. I like it a lot. And I'm surprised with David Moyes that we are this unpredictable and that the players are allowed to rotate as much as they do. But I think it's a big positive because teams can't track us and players have got freedom, which this can create goals, by the way. If you've got the freedom, Paul, to roam, that's when teams don't like it. You know, that's when you can get in between the lines in the 10. So Njai, they won't know where he's going, because when Mikalenko's forward, he can go in the 10. It's a lot of talk, but you watch it, trust me, and you'll see. When Mikalenko bombs it forward, you'll see Njai in the 10 or in the box or near the striker. And when O'Brien bombs it forward, you'll see him in the middle of the pitch, on the edge of the box.
Yeah. When DCL went off injured, at that point, and I know Beto helped us win the penalty, and Decore was up alongside him, but I just couldn't see us scoring through our own means with Decore and Beto being our attacking force. And I think straight away, if you have someone in there who's a bit more of a ball player than Decore, but you still have the physicality and absolute headless chickenness of Beto, then I think you got more of an opportunity of scoring. I think Beto will actually, destroy their centre backs. Literally, I don't mean through skill. I just mean through physicality. And I think then the likes of Lindstrom, Armstrong, Njai, even James Garner, say edge of the box, those lads are the ball players, whereas Beto will literally be the one who just batters them away.
Keep your team there. They are. You just said about Beto, and their centre backs. I watch a lot of football. I'm football obsessed. So that's on the screen now, Paul. Yeah.
Yeah.
These two players, Vestergaard, he gets a yellow every game. Every game, he's the most clumsiest player, and he doesn't like a battle. If Beto backs into Vestergaard, he'll get involved. He'll get drawn in, and he gets yellows all the time, even against strikers that aren't like Beto. So I feel same with him as well. This Belgium, he's clumsy. He scores own goals sometimes. He does. I can remember him scoring nearly 2 against Man United one season. So these centre backs, Beto could have a bit of joy against them. I really do believe he can. So I do think this game could suit Beto, because they'll get involved with him, Paul. And if they do, it could cause like a bit of trouble and could cause knockdowns for our players that feed off Beto. Carry on with yours.
The other thing about their line as well is that they don't sit deep. Do you know what I mean? That I've seen in the games that they've played recently. They don't tend to sit too deep. It's not like they sit back and defend like we've done, for example, with 11 players or anything. So you get a lad who can dip that ball in over their heads in behind the defence. Beto done half of a run against someone. Do you know what I mean? Shoulder to shoulder or otherwise. So it could be, well, there you are. Like Paul says, it's his chance to give it a go, because he's the only striker we've got.
A lot of time, Beto he hasn't done nothing.
We've got now,
I think he's got a better goal scoring record than Calvert-Lewin as well. Just because Beto runs a bit awkward and he looks clumsy, don't be fooled by that, because he will score goals. Honestly, you look at him and he doesn't look like he's running as natural as other players. But if you get the ball into him in the box, I do feel he'll score goals. I really do. I don't think he's that clumsy when it comes to shooting and heading and stuff like that. I think he'll be all right if you give him a bit of service in the box. He's miles better than Rondon. And you watch, Beto is going to relish this chance. We do need another striker, by the way, because Beto, the way that Beto plays, he'll give 110% for 60 minutes and battle and wear out their centre-backs. But because Beto tries so hard for us and dies for us, 60 minutes is burnt out. So you do need another striker. His game is always going to be 60 minutes. He hasn't got no more. You can't do that for 90 minutes. So we do need another striker, and we will get one. I'm convinced.
Yeah,
right. Number 10. Are you putting Armstrong in that 10?
If you're all right with me, I'm going to throw Armstrong in here. I honestly think that's the answer.
I'm not all right with you, mate, because you made my triple B idea fail. Dragons down. They frigging turned me down after you, mate. Right, come on.
There we go.
I personally think that Decore is going to play there.
Yeah, that's what we do.
And I think I think Decore is going to play in the 10, because I don't think David Moyes sees him as a problem. I think Decore will play there, and I feel Irabunum will come on for him. And when Irabunum comes on for Decore, I'm really excited about that because I want to see how Irabunum plays up top. Because when he's played, he's had defensive responsibility and been in the 2. He's not played the 10 that much. And I think Irabunum, he's got a little bit of skill and he likes to hang on to the ball, doesn't he, Paul? So I feel in the 10, and the fact he's been out and probably excited to come back, I can't wait to see Irabunum in that 10. I'm excited for that. I did see in the comments someone wanted Njai in the 10, Harrison one side, and Lindstrom the other. And the reason we're not doing that is because we don't like Harrison on the wing at the minute because we don't feel he's good enough. Simple as that. Don't mind Harrison, works hard, doesn't take on players enough for me. Harrison isn't threatening enough for me. So I can't have him on my wing.
I agree. Don't get forward enough.
But look, I think Moyes has got big plans for Armstrong, lads, and he'll definitely make the midfield position his own. I hope so, you know. Yeah, he did Rodwell, Barkley, you know what I mean? He's done it before. Moyes has. Rodwell, Barkley, he's brought these young lads in, so just when the time's right, Paul, I agree with you.
Yeah.
That's our team then, people. That is our team. Me and Paul, it's took a while. We've agreed on it. We've given a lot of analysis, so it's took longer than normal. What are their teams in the comments, Paul? Let's chuck it on. There's loads of comments after, so you're not going to find them, are you?
I'm getting my way through, and there are quite a few, so that's good.
Yeah, there's loads of comments. I do like that. Make sure you do hit that like and subscribe, people. I know I hate saying it because it makes us sound stupid, but do hit the like and subscribe because we need you to support the channel. If you love it, then get behind us.
Paul said that he'll go for Pickford, O'Brien, Tarks, Branthwaite. Everything apart from Dukes instead of Armstrong. And you know what, Paul, you're probably right. The team that he'd like him to play will be Patterson right back. I'm presuming this is a 5 as well. So Patterson right wing back, O'Brien, Tarks, Branthwaite, Mikalenko on the left, Garner and Garner centre.
You know what? It's a really good point, and it's a good point because we haven't got the argument of the number 10 because it gives you 2 10s and Jai and Lindstrom in the 10. And you don't need to worry about wingers. Who's your wingers? It's kind of cancelled all the problems that he's done there, hasn't it, Paul, that formation? So it's possible we could play that.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it with a back 4, but quite easily with a back 3 would work, to be fair. I didn't see that from Lulu before. Yeah. Scar with a 4-2-3-1. Same back 4. In fact, actually, same as ours that we suggested. So Lindstrom in there, NGI, Armstrong, and Beto. Kadeem goes 4-4-2 in there as well. Was that sounding like a teacher? Sorry, I can't help it. Mrs. hates it. Here we go. Wormy reckons O'Brien, Tarks, Branthwaite, Patterson. Is that a? Oh, now we've got. Am I thinking? Are we sort of talking? How many have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it's a 4-2-3-1. So he's got O'Brien left back, Tarkowski, Branthwaite,
O'Brien
Patterson
on the left, right? Okay.
Oh, on the left, yeah. O'Brien on the left. Tessin O'Brien there, playing him on the left, but it's decent. Garner and Jai, Lindstrom, Beto, and Harrison. Some people have put Harrison in, you know, and there's no saying that David Moyes won't do that because just because we don't rate Harrison doesn't mean David Moyes isn't going to want to use him. He's already used him in the first game, so you never know.
Yeah. Nathan just mentions about Lindstrom right, Harrison left.
Yeah, I just see that one.
NJ centre, you know, James Garner and Garner. Just finding 1 or 2 others because I know there was a couple there. Lucy's on reckons again. Illiman is 10. Let's see. I think that might be all she wrote in terms of lineups. If I've missed yours,
I just
anyone,
said loads of stuff when I was on mute. Paul, I was on mute.
send it
I
in.
said loads of stuff. Yeah, but you see my mouth moving, but I put myself on mute. Yeah, Paul's in the comments. He said, "I've just come on. I hope you haven't missed the score prediction." He's put his score in. No, you haven't missed it. We've just done the lineups. Paul's just revealed all the lineups, and we are finishing with the score prediction. Is that all of them, Paul?
That's all of them, yeah. So get your scores in.
Get your scores in, people. Get your scores in. I ain't thought about mine either. Do you know yours before you come on?
No.
Are you that organised?
No, I'm not organised. I was also. I was also finding. I know, yeah. Some pictures as well. So, I liked Lineker when I was a kid. Best Everton shirt there as well. But we bought him off Leicester.
It actually wasn't the best Everton shirt, though, was it? It didn't win.
Well, actually, no, it didn't win.
No.
The newest one.
You should know that because that was your quiz, your competition. You just said it's the best. And you're just violating everyone that participated in that. Well, it's not about just you, Paul. It's not just about you, mate, because we got everyone involved and they didn't vote about me. So,
oh, damn.
No, it's not a Paul show. I'm pretty sure Emma didn't vote that one.
No, I bet she didn't. And one of our, you know that picture. I didn't grab that picture, but you know that picture where Duncan's throttling Stefan Freund.
Yeah,
I know that's the game. Hey, Ferguson and Rooney up front. Remember the days. So yeah, score wise,
can't beat Amber, can you? Amber's nice as well. With the Amber kit's pretty nice. I like it.
Yeah, good kit.
I know some people saying they don't want Ferguson because he's injury prone, and I can never knock you for saying that because it's true. But imagine if we did get Ferguson and he wasn't injury prone from Brighton, we'd have another Ferguson. Just want to point that out. Right, here we go, people. This is the big moment.
We've had good times. Yeah, we've got some in. We've got some
on
in
the show. We have not got David Moyes on the show. Oh, are you doing a naughty and you putting theirs first again and then doing ours at the end? Go on.
No. I've just got them ready.
Go on, do theirs first.
Them ready.
Do theirs first. No, do them first and then we'll do ours at the end. Just for
you sure?
The Moyes side, yeah. No, they're more important than us, Paul. Get their scores on the screen and we'll do ours at the end.
I absolutely agree. So here we go.
Get your scores in, get moving. We don't know the meaning of losing. Triple B, big bollocks blues.
3-0. Hey, that'd be good. Oh, there you go. 5-3-2 for that one before. O'Brien on the right, not the left. Hang on a second. Sorry. Here we go. West Egg reckons 2-0 for us. Beto and Lindstrom. Tazul reckons 3-0 for us.
Beto scoring would be so good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. It would be.
Tazul's just said it as well as Fingy now. So Beto scoring would be so nice. He'd love it. He really does want to do well, doesn't he? Beto, Brownthwaite, and Njai. I love those goal scorers.
Right, wouldn't it? That'd be all right. Scouse 3-0 as well. Njai, Lindstrom, and Beto.
Scouse. Love it.
That'd be good. I'd love Lindstrom to get a goal. I just think he just needs a bit of a confidence.
Everyone's on the Beto train, aren't they?
Yeah, gotcha.
3 people now in a row on the Beto train. Whoa, Lulu's on it.
Might not be last on Match of the Day then. Might not be last on Match of the Day. Where are we?
Happy Everton. Can't beat it, can you? 5-2. I love that.
I know. Well, actually, Paul's has gone 5-3.
Pawsey, to be fair, Pawsey is a bit of a, he knows his scores, you know what I mean? He goes wacky. Lulu, that was a bit of a wild one for what normally go for, but Pawsey, he does like his hat tricks. He does like his hat tricks. He likes his hat tricks, that's why he's got to have a big score. So 5-3. It was his goal scorer.
You know who else likes their hat tricks, don't you?
Yeah, I do. And I hope he's in the house.
There he is.
I'm glad. A show wouldn't be a show without Eugene in the house. And Eugene
Exactly.
is in here with his legend. Have we had a 4-1 this season?
No, I thought we thought we were going to get one,
Yeah.
didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, 4-0. We didn't concede, so
it ended up
was
3-2 as well. We thought we were going to get 4-1 against Spurs at one point,
and we actually won 4-0 against. We won 4-0 against Wolves. Yeah, and Eugene was like, "Come on, Wolves, score a goal to get his 4-1," but it didn't happen. Right, who else we got?
Emma 3-1 as well.
Emma is like the score prediction queen. To anyone that don't know, she's pretty good at score competitions, and she gets them right. So if she's got 3-1, Paul, and not a draw, that's positive.
Well, she's going, so she'll make it happen. Yeah. Lulu, when she said 5-2, all 5 Tarkovsky. Bam, 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 bam.
I like that. Tark train. Gotta love Tarkovsky.
KG, good to see you. Think it'd be close. 1-0. O'Brien. O'Brien would be good.
Just look on that. He's like, I know this is a stupid thing to notice, but I noticed stupid thing. Tarkovsky's got massive, you know. When I watched him last game, his arms was like, he's bulked up loads, you know.
He's been working out.
Told him get in the gym or something like that, but he's bulked up loads.
Add in your own jokes.
He's a beast, yeah. I fall in these holes, Paul, don't I? But yeah, just things I noticed. I used to go gym a lot. He's bulked up, talk. You have a look next time. His arms, beast. Right, come on, move on.
Brio 3-1. Beto and Jai Garner would be an interesting one. That'd be good. Tazul reckons they might get 1, but he did say 1-0 last week, so he's on a bit of a roll. Is Tazul?
He is.
Scar reckons 2-1 for us. Lindstrom finally scores and Tarky from a corner. That'd be good. Last minute would be awesome. Yeah, you do like hat tricks. 3-0, Paul said. 2 for Beto.
Yeah, he said 3-0, and then this is why I love people on this show. He knew that he didn't put his goal scorers, and he couldn't settle because he knows we demand goal scorers.
Do the work.
For it with Beto as a brace, which has made me even happier, and enjoy a goal. Love it, Paul. Thanks for your goal scorers.
Absolutely. Some people are asking who was our last hat trick. Actually, Lulu says she knows.
She knows what? That Tarkin's got big arms, or that?
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what she knows.
Could be who's got the hat trick.
It might have been Naismith.
Could have been Naismith.
Tazul saying Lukaku. Someone find out.
I thought was it not Rondon?
A hat trick of what?
I think Rondon. He didn't get braced, did he? No, he didn't. He scored a goal against Crystal Palace, I remember. Who was the other one? The Turkish one, the player that we had.
Yeah, Tosun.
Yeah, Tosun. He got a hat trick, didn't he? Was he our last one to get a hat trick, Tosun?
For us?
Yeah.
Or for anyone else he played for?
Trying to think of every crap striker that we've had. Tosun, Ron. What was Mope? Did Mope get a hat trick for us? Mopai.
I'll tell you what. How dare you? How dare you speak that name?
I know. Yeah. I know. Do you know what? Do you know when I said his name, I actually felt sick that I said it, and I've never.
Yeah, I felt a little green and all. Yeah.
Every time I'm having a bad day, I switch on and I look at Mope getting subbed off without having a touch on the ball, no touches, no assists, done nothing all game, and his career absolutely going downhill. Love it. Mope subbed. Every week he's been subbed. No touches, Paul. Love it. Right, come on. What we got?
I think that's sort of that. I mean, that's quite a lot of good ones. I mean, all positive. I haven't seen the Blues tonight, but hello Blues if you're watching. But I haven't seen anyone put a negative result. So Paul reckons it was DCL. I will have it.
I was trying to find the music for our build-up for our score because we were doing ours last, but couldn't find it. Sorry, put the wrong song on. Well, here we go.
Right.
Who's going first? Rock, paper, scissors. Who go first? Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Did you see what I was going for or not?
No, you just won.
No, I had scissors. I cut your paper. Oh yeah, I did, didn't I? Yeah.
I mean, you know how this game works.
Oh my days. This is, do you know what? Baby, last night, no sleep at all. Let myself off. Just letting myself off, right. She had a good sleeping pattern. It's gone now. She just thinks nighttime's playtime, right? Here we go, people. So I won, so I'm nominating you to go first.
You cheeky cat.
You win the
Okay,
advantage. I'm not going to have no advantage.
I know, I get it. Yeah, whatever. I think we'll keep a clean sheet. I do think we'll keep a clean sheet. I don't think it'll be plain sailing, but they are to be got at, and I think we would win 2-0. I think 2-0 is a decent prediction, clean sheet, couple of goal scorers, bit of confidence, 3 wins in a row, then bring on the FA Cup. Goal scorers.
Say it again. Your microphone was going a little bit then. You moved it. Say it again.
2-0.
2-0. Goal scorers.
I'm going to go... I want to say Beto, but I don't think he will. I want to say him.
Beto's still got to win you over, hasn't he? You are like... You're not 100% fixed on Beto, are you? No, I know you're not. I know because
but I like him.
I know you love him, but
Yeah.
I can tell that he's not clinical enough for you. And I feel I've got a lot more love for Beto, luckily, than what you have.
Yeah.
So he's got to win over
you
a
have.
bit.
You have. I think we'll win 2-0, and then Jai's going to get one, possibly penalty spot, and I'm going to say, I want to say Armstrong. I'm going to put a cheeky Armstrong shout in for the last 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. You're a big fan of Armstrong. See these things that I'm noticing. He's not the biggest fan of Beto, but Armstrong, he's proper caught Paul's eye.
He's got
must
it.
have the X. Right, here we go, people. This is mine now. I think my score prediction, I'm going to go for, this is weird for me because I normally go to batter teams by miles and them have no chance. I think 3-2, and I don't like it. It makes me feel sick, but yeah, I don't like it. I'd rather be 5-0 and 5-0 at half time, and I'd still be shitting myself whether we're going to win, Paul. But 3-2, because I just think AU's a shit ass, Vardy's a shit ass, and although I love our defence, because we are attacking, because we are actually trying to win games, which I love, we leave ourselves exposed sometimes, but I'd rather do that. I'd just outscore teams. So 3-2. I think Vardy will score for them. And I think Winks might score for them. Just a midfielder arriving late or something like that. But our goal scorers, Paul, Beto Brace.
Ooh.
You like that, yeah? Beto Brace. And I'm going to go for... I want everyone to score. I want Njai to score. I want Lindstrom to score. I want Bradford to score. I want Target to score. I want everyone to score. I love our team at the minute under Moyes. But I'm going to go Beto Brace and I'm going to go Njai. I have to give it Njai because I want to see him do the Fox celebration.
Well, that'll be interesting. Is he going to do things like that every week? What's he going to do for Bournemouth?
He's doing mascot celebrations, apparently.
Berries.
What's the Fox celebration?
I don't know. Is there one?
Put you under pressure there. What is a Fox celebration? What would you do? What would you do in the comments to do a Fox celebration?
There was a song called "What's the Fox Say" a few years ago. They must have done some sort of Fox impression on that.
I think Fox would be like that because it's sneaky. Fox is a sneaky, ain't they? Say you sneaky fox, that's the saying, isn't it? So I think it'd be very hard to do a Fox celebration. Oh, mate, just get a mask. Just get a fox head. Get a fox head. Give it one of the mascots at Goodison. So get the fox head. Give it one of the mascots. So when Enjoy scores, run and get a fox head and put the fox head on. And then at least you can actually get a yellow card that's worthy. So that's what I want to see from Enjoy. Fox head on
That's
your head.
what it'd be.
Boxes. Love it. Talk about trolling. All they've done. Imagine Vardy's face if Enjoy did score and put a fox on his head. You don't like that. You've got to outdo Vardy, mate. Outdo him.
He'd probably appreciate it. He'd have to come up with one for us. That's the thing if he scored. So, hey, we're all positive. We're all going for wins. No one went for a draw there at all.
Yeah, I love it. We're all happy. And I don't want this happiness to end because I'm not going to lie. I love you all. And I don't mind, me and Paul don't mind giving you therapy when we lose. But see, it's hard work. It's hard work. And to have wins and us just all smile and be happy, it's just a good feeling. And I want to keep this feeling. I really do. Momentum's everything. Momentum's everything. We have the manager bounce now. 2 wins. If we beat Leicester, this is the thing. It's not just about the Leicester game because we've got the cup game after. So to gain confidence, we don't want no negativity for this game. We need confidence going into the cup. So if we can beat Leicester, we go against Bournemouth knowing we've won our last 3 games. Tottenham, Brighton and Leicester. Then we beat Bournemouth in the FA Cup, who Bournemouth are really good. So we start thinking, yes, we beat Bournemouth. We can beat anybody because Bournemouth are really good. Then we come into the derby that Paul's going to. We come into, we go to Bournemouth and the derby. Then we come up to the derby and after beating Bournemouth in the FA Cup, because I'm hoping Bournemouth beat Liverpool this week. So Bournemouth beat Liverpool. We beat Bournemouth in the FA Cup, making us think we're better than Liverpool, and then we end up beating Liverpool, then we think we're the best team in the Premier League. That's the way it's going to go, people. That's the confidence we need. And Paul probably agrees.
Always.
It's a good plan, though, wasn't it?
Hey, that's foxy. Yeah.
That is a good one, to be fair. Enjoy if you're watching. Do what Paul's just done. I'm not even going to imitate it. Right, everybody. Thanks for listening. If you haven't hit that like and subscribe, there's been 639 people that have clicked on. I know a lot of you would have stayed on. If you can hit that like and subscribe, we need to grow. We've managed to get like 5,000, on our way to 6,000. Let's hit 10,000 subscribers before the season ends. And it should be easy because Evertonians are everywhere. Have a boss one, everyone.
Yeah.
Big game. I keep thinking the game's tomorrow, but it's not because we've gone live Thursday night. Big game in 2 nights, 2 days. Let's do this, everyone. See you later. Have a boss one.
See you, everyone.